You are still with us on Economic Buzz. We still bring our discussion about securing portfolio investment under the current market condition. Well, Pak Vicky, probably one of the wisest decision or steps can be taken in terms of securing our investment in Indonesian capital market during this tough situation is having the portfolio diversification. As the part of the market education, what is actually portfolio diversification, sir?
Okay, when you refer to portfolio diversification, what we mean is that basically invest into different asset classes and basically don't put all your eggs under one basket. So if the worst is to happen, I mean, we're living in a market with high uncertainty. If the worst is to happen, at least we have diversified our portfolio well enough to not be hit by all, if a complete crisis happens, we still have certain investments that are secured, and there's basically some assets will act as a hedge to other investments as well. Yeah.
When we try not to put the eggs all in the same basket, don't you think that the risk factor is also increasing when we try to diversify it in many investment instruments as well?
Correct, but I mean, if you diversify into more assets and one investment goes wrong, it does not create as big of a damage. But if, let's say, for example, you thought that this is the best investment is to buy bonds, and you put all your money investing into long-dated bonds, and recently treasury yields have risen and bonds have fallen by over 10%, then you would be hit very hard. But for example, if only 10% of your allocation was in that investment, there would not be 10%, it would just be 1% of your overall portfolio. So basically, it needs to understand that we cannot be greedy, we cannot fear the market as well, but if we diversify our portfolio well enough, we can position ourselves strategically to get better returns, but diversification is the key, and people have learned from the 2008 crisis that do not invest all your eggs in one basket. I mean, people who are trading stocks or just one asset class, and also you have to also diversify the risk of the asset class. For example, like equities is higher volatility, bond is not so much, cash is much more safer. You should keep a bit of mix between currencies. You should not hold only US dollars or only rupiah. You should diversify your currencies. You should keep a bit of gold in your investment as a portfolio hedge in case there's inflation, high inflation. So you just mix and allocate the right percentage to your portfolio based on the type of trader investor you are as well. Yeah.
In avoiding becoming a greedy trader, are there any limitation over to what level we can diversify our investment in portfolio? Should I do it like only in 2 or 3 diversification level?
Well, it all depends on our knowledge of the markets as well, definitely, our needs. It also probably even depends on what age we are in the market. I mean, what age we are. If you're heading towards retirement, then probably investing aggressively into stocks and high percentage into stocks now may not be the right thing. You should be more into pension funds, hedge funds, where give more secured returns. But for example, if you're in the age of 30s, where we're trying to build our capital, we're trying to raise more, we might have more, we be more aggressive. So we need to understand what kind of a trader or what's my strategy, how aggressive I am, and basically put it accordingly in that manner. Yeah.
Nowadays, do you see many Indonesian investors doing this diversification thing?
Yes, definitely. Definitely. I mean, I think now investors have become more sophisticated. When they look at an investment, no matter how attractive it is, they always set their limit. Okay, based on my total assets, I shouldn't put more than 20% onto bonds. I shouldn't allocate more than 30% or 20% onto equities. I should keep 20-30% into opportunities. I may need to keep cash for my son's education. I mean, it depends what your needs are as well and how much cash flow you're getting from a business. All these things are taken into account. But I mean, in terms of investment, the most common that is kept by people is cash, bonds, equities, properties, and at this point even hedge funds have become very popular because hedge funds are very different from mutual funds. Hedge funds basically, they try to limit their market exposure. So this is interesting. They may invest in the stock market and they may only have 5% exposure to the market. When I say 5% exposure, from what they have invested, 95% of them are buys and maybe 100% of them are short. So basically, they go long and short the market. They try to find price dislocations in the market.
We haven't discussed about property at all. How far property can be affected toward this kind of a global market exposure?
Yes, property markets can get affected. The credit market, the credit growth in Indonesia has been very strong, but there's a worry because bank loans have, the credit growth has been so strong that there's fear that there's a bubble. Indonesian property markets have tripled in price from the crisis of 2009. In general, yes, there is a worry, but if you ask me, will property prices have a crisis or will crash? I don't think so, but I think we'll face dips. The momentum, the heat on property markets is kind of settling down now. I wouldn't, if you have property investments, I don't suggest you rush and sell it, but I wouldn't add property investments at this point of time. I would wait for better entries.
Are there any supporting symptoms, let's say, that bubble won't never be happening in Indonesian property sector market?
It all depends as well on the reforms by the government, how the banks are, because like we mentioned, the banks are much more well regulated. You know, their capital ratios are much more healthier, which is better even for investors. Before 2008 crisis, everybody thought nothing wrong can happen. You know?
Yeah.
So this, Bank Lehman, a bank that ran for 150 years, went bust. Nobody thought.
Yeah.
So after 2008, even investors have become more cautious. We take less loan, take less leverage, we diversify, and that's better for the markets, because when a panic comes, people don't panic as much because they already take precautions from the beginning.
All right, preventive action needs to be taken prior to the what we are so worrisome about, right?
That's
Mr. Vicky, for the later segment, I would like to talk also more about Monex investing.
Sure,
After
thank
this
you.
one, sir. Economic Buzz will be back soon with more view from Mr. Vicky Amarnani from Monex Investindo Futures.